Hey, is my
Hey,
mic working?
hi.
Hi.
Is
Can
my
you hear
mic all
me?
right?
Yeah, yeah, it works.
That's cool. Thank you for letting me do this. By the way, this is I didn't think anything was gonna happen.
Hey, no problem, no problem. I know how it is that like sometimes people don't respond, but it's like you seem genuine and it's nice.
Yeah, but at least I did my shot. But so yeah, I just have a few questions I want to do for this project, and so just whenever you're ready, I guess I'll just start asking.
Uh, yeah. I'm ready right now.
All right, cool. So the first question I want to ask you is kind of like a basic one. It's how long does it usually take to make a single video or edit like a video?
Ooh, that's the funny part because up until now, I have like kind of a weird way of working. I'll basically make a video and I'll burn out. And the reason I'll burn out is because the video will I'll basically make the video in almost like a day. Some of my biggest videos were made in a day because I just had a tendency to just one day feel inspired, make a whole video in one day, like do all the editing in one day, and then just be like, oh, I don't want to make any more videos ever again. And then a week or two would go by and I'd be like, oh, I really want to do this. And then I'd make it in one day and I'd be like, oh, I never want to do a video again. But um but recently I took a more um okay, I used to study film, right? In school and I really like filmmaking. So I decided like what if I approach this new video like I would approach a film project for like my exam or something. So I'll like start with writing every concept, everything I want to do down like on paper, like on physical paper as a if I'm back in the classroom because then I'll get a way better overview and then I'll also start, visualizing what I want the video to look like in on paper and that way it just gives you a better overview. It might take a lot longer, like the editing process for the my newest video. I wouldn't edit every single day, but it was probably like 2 weeks of like writing and editing and stuff. And the video itself has been in process for months because it's been like the whole idea and actually convincing people to support me in it was pretty hard. So it very much depends. But I can't give you like a definite answer on that. So because for example, when I flew to America to make videos with the voice actors, that itself took a long time, and then the editing took a little bit, and then I edited another video with them that took even longer to edit than the big one. So it's very unpredictable. Like I can't ever put a time on how long it takes to make my videos.
It's like you just need motivation, kind of like do your videos.
Motivation runs me, yeah, and pacing. Pacing is key because, for example, right now, with um with this new video done, it came out 2 days ago. I already feel ready to like start another project. So it really helps like pacing it right. But sometimes you always end up like in the end just kind of rushing it a bit. But I feel like for anybody out there who wants to know, like just try and pace yourself and don't try and rush anything out.
Yeah, because whenever I saw your video on the voice actor for the Scout, and
Yeah.
one of my favorites, but I just love how you did all that. It's just because it seemed like the editing took forever, a lot longer than getting all the information. So like, does that kind of just information stuff take the editing for that is longer than the actual videos, or?
So the information one, it's kind of like okay. So the scout one, I love the scout one. I made that in a day. I think even maybe the writing was made in a day too, but I'm not sure. What like these videos for most of them, it would either be 1 or 2 days. Mostly one. Like the sniper one was 1 day. The engineer one might have been 2 days, and the scout one I don't fully remember. I remember the heavy slash demo man voice actor one took a bit longer because I wanted to go more in depth with his story because Gary is so interesting, and I mean so is Nathan. But that video was just because I have a lot of knowledge on them already because I like researching them and I'm like looking up stuff about them. Um, so the researching is kind of like it doesn't take that long, so a day or two, But it's very hard work. It's like I'll sit for 15 hours straight and edit, and you just kind of don't want to look at the screen afterwards.
Wow, that's man. I cannot probably do that. The way for me is, I mean, I make smaller videos. I'll just record for
Yeah.
just an hour and then just like let it sit there and just decide whether or not I want to edit it. Sometimes I'll just cut it and see how that works. So as time goes on, I'll probably be able to edit as I can edit because, like you said about being in a like a class like that, I'm also myself in an AV class right now, so I'm learning a lot more stuff about editing and working with Adobe
Ah.
and all that. It's frustrating at times, but hopefully I'll be able to get the hang of it fully.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I'm on all of this editing and stuff. I'm mostly like self-educated because they don't really teach you about editing. In school, the only kind of editing they do it like they will literally make you, you learn filmmaking, but you don't learn the editing part. So they'll put you in front of a PC, and all of a sudden, you're sitting with like having to edit. But I like learned it when I was like maybe 14 is where I started like learning it, and now I'm 22. I just turned 22 a few days ago. I forgot.
Well, congratulations! Happy late birthday!
Thank you. Now I'm 22, so I've been doing this. Oh my God, that's crazy. 8 years. 8 years have I been editing, and I never paid for like a class. It's always just YouTube, and I've learned that it kind of like once you start sticking to your own instincts and not tutorials, and you've learned the basics, and then you start experimenting, you become a lot more fluid. Like I'm very happy people like my editing, and that I get when I get compliments on it. I think that's what like means the most to me. Like I'll make a video, and yeah, I did the merchandise thing, and people are very happy with my recent video. But when I get a comment on like, "Oh, that intro is super well made," I'm like, "Yeah, thank you. I spent like 4 or 5 days on that like 40-second intro. So thank you so much." Like, cause yeah, that just means a lot to me, and I think editing takes a long time, as you might know.
Yeah. Um, well, for the next question is, so with all this happening, so how much stress does it have on you? Because you were talking about how it takes forever to get the planning and get the actual video and getting all the editing done. So are you stressed at all? Is there something that like, it's like is there a reason why you have to get it done in a day or whatever? Or it's like,
Yes, sometimes, yeah. So, sometimes I'll like make a video with a collaborator, right? I've only done one real sponsor video, and I like doing sponsor videos because I'm able to make a normal video, which back in the day when I was like younger, I would make that video anytime. But now that I, live out, have bills, etc., I don't really have time to make stuff like that because I gotta work and like earn money. So being able to be sponsored like that, and just being able to make a normal video is just really nice. But the bad thing about that is that you do most of the time have a deadline. Um, but you can negotiate it. Like for example, with this new video on the merch, it's like it's technically sponsored, but not in the way that I'm getting like a ton of money or anything for it. So there was no like, oh, you have to get it ready by this, it has to do this, that, blah blah blah. No, there was just genuine conversation between two people who were both interested in helping out like my audience. Like I was in direct contact with the CEO, which was really nice. But I also got to set my own deadline. But of course, I want to keep that deadline because I want to be nice, and I could delay it, but I don't want it to. So it kind of became an issue because basically I finished maybe 80% of the video, um, but still needed to do some editing and needed to basically add a whole new part because I traveled to London and did a giveaway there, which means I only had like a day or two to finish a video in on somebody else's computer, which is very hard. But I got it done, and that can become very stressful. So definitely deadlines is something you need to watch out for. And again, as I said in the beginning, just remember the pacing. Like even if you're in the beginning and you're like, oh, I got plenty of days, try to do like a little work every day. Try and just don't over stress yourself, but do a little here and there so that you'll be done in time, and you'll have more time afterwards, and you're not gonna be stressed because becoming stressed can be really bad, especially if it's doing something you love. Having like the main thing you love doing stress you out is not nice, and it can make you really sad. Because it shouldn't stress you out. It should be like relief, like a break, like a fresh breath of air, some freedom. And I love editing. I love making videos, and I don't want it to stress me. And I'm still improving on that, but I'm trying my hardest. But I guess that's what I'd say. Like it can become stressing, but mostly it's yourself who stress you out. But you just need to set realistic deadlines, and you need to give yourself like a break, and you need to let yourself breathe, and just focus on yourself, and not that so you can get the video out the fastest. Like make sure you're doing all right, because if not, it'll end up badly.
Yeah, I feel like that should be something like just to apply to everyday life. But that is very good to
Yeah.
have. And real quick, with so you told me earlier that you're also like moving apartments. Is that like also hindering like more stress, or just making it feel a bit more cluttered, or are
Ooh.
you just putting a pause on videos just to focus on moving?
Okay, that's not a thing that stresses me at all. Of course, there's the general stuff like tomorrow I'm starting boxing everything up, and I'm getting it like moved. My friend is coming over, and then on the 3rd, on Friday, my parents and my family is going to help me out with the trailer and everything. So I'm not stressed at all. Like this, I'm just excited to do it, but of course it's like, I'm lazy, so I have to like go and clean stuff up, and I have to move stuff, and I have to take down shelves and stuff. But there's no stress there at all, because I don't have any deadlines. So I've like set that time aside. I did accept a new video recently, because I do need, now that I'm moving apartment. The only thing that's really stressful is like financially, because well, I'm in a situation where like my old apartment people are like, okay, so you quit the apartment, now you have to pay rent for 3 months unless it gets rented out before that, which means I'm still like well, I still pay rent. I'm gonna have to pay rent at 2 apartments for 3 months, which is not gonna be the nicest thing ever. But getting out of this place and being in a bigger, and an environment that makes me feel more like free, I guess, will make such a difference, I think. And I think it's gonna be healthy for me. I think it's gonna be healthy for everybody, because I'm gonna be able to make bigger stuff. I'm gonna be able to focus more, and it's gonna be nice. So there's stress here and there, like being able to have money to afford this, uh, and also of course like managing it all. But nah, I'm like good. I'm trying to take everything slowly.
Which I think is the best thing to do. But I mean, congrats on moving apartments and everything. I'm sure that's everything's gonna be fine with that. Good thing you have help. I am currently I'm not in an apartment. I'm still living with a couple of my friends and whatnot. So I'm hoping to have my own apartment and everything.
Yeah.
But you're lucky that you say you don't have stress, and that's I mean the main thing is just stay positive the entire time.
Yeah, I think that's a very important thing in life. Being positive is such a like like a game changer, and it's just opening up and just kind of trying to be nice to everybody. Like try and be to like try and treat everybody like you would want to be treated, like they used to say in preschool and all that. Like it's all true. When I first started YouTube, I swear I was like probably like annoying and all that, and it would all be about competition, it would all be about jealousy, it would all be about all that. But then I decided that there's like more important stuff in life than just oh, I want to become popular, oh, that blah 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 blah. So I tried to change myself, and like I think that's very important. Like just look like deep into yourself, and try to become the person that you would want to be. And I started focusing more on like helping others, joining charities, organizing stuff, and well, slowly it just kind of worked out for me as well. And now I can do all that on a bigger scale, and I'm honestly I'm so happy that I can make people happy. Like that's probably the highlight of my whole career.
And that's a great thing. That's what I hope to achieve one day. Another
Hopefully,
question I want to ask is,
yeah.
are you ever recognized in public? Like you say, you fly to places. So, are you ever like either like I'm guessing you probably have like do you do public? Do you like do private or whatever? So if you do public, do you get recognized? Or whenever you land, is there people that's like, oh hey, that's short, or can I take a
So,
picture, or whatever? So does it ever happen or?
so kind of, but I wouldn't count it because the only times it's happened was well at Comic Con and at PAX. Because again, I haven't showed my face that much up until recently. Um, but even like my face probably has become more recognizable after the whole voice actor thing because I started featuring it a bit more. But um at PAX, which is where I went to work with the voice actors and do stuff for them, people actually did come up to me and was like, "Hey, are you ShorK?" And they were like, "Can I have a picture?" And it was really nice. Like it felt weird because I don't feel like a guy that should be considered a quote celebrity. I hate that word, but it just. I mean, I think it's nice meeting the community. I think it's awesome. People are amazing. People are so positive, but it just confused me that people did like recognize me. And then there's of course been like times where I'd be like um asking people to take photos of their cosplays and stuff like that, and then they'd like recognize while I was taking photos or like while I was like filming them, and they'd be like, "Hey, are you ShorK?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then we'd have that whole conversation, and it's just super nice. And I have been asked for my autographs a few times, and that's just something that I never thought was gonna happen. But if I can make people happy by doing that, well, I'm gonna do it. So and then also so that happened at Comic Con where people recognized me and stuff, and then at no wait at PAX, yeah, and at Comic Con recently when I was in London, this was probably the biggest ever surprise to me, which was on the second day we went there. I had gone. It was really hot, so we'd gone outside. Me and my girlfriend, we were sitting eating an ice cream, having a nice time, waiting for my best friend to show up. And I was wearing a T-shirt that I recently had posted a picture on Twitter of me and my girlfriend traveling to. We were traveling to London, and I was like, "Hey, we're going to London. It's gonna be so awesome." And then it's not a TF2 shirt or anything like that, but we were just sitting eating ice cream, and a guy, not even a TF2 cosplayer, but a JoJo cosplayer, came up and asked me, "Are you ShorK?" And I was like, yeah." And then first I
Wow.
was just confused that he recognized me because usually it would be like if I was wearing, I don't even think I was wearing the TF2 hat at the time, which is what I usually like wear whenever I'm somewhere like that. And then he wanted a picture, and it was super nice, and I was very happy but very surprised. So I might have seemed very awkward because I was caught very off guard because I was just sitting and eating ice cream with my girlfriend. And
Yeah,
then
I
of
mean it's a
course,
JoJo cosplayer, not TF2. So like, what are you expecting at that point?
yeah, exactly. I was like, hi.
I mean,
um,
if you, I don't know if you realize, but a lot of TF2 players are usually are
JoJo.
JoJo fans, especially
Yeah, yeah,
since there's JoJo cosmetics in the game. So
exactly. Yeah, I love JoJo. JoJo is probably one of the only animes I ever actually really enjoyed and have rewatched, which is kind of weird. My girlfriend's a big anime fan, but
yeah, I've been
mostly
trying to
into
get into
TF2.
anime. Been recently, like the most recent watch I like recent anime I watched was Chainsaw Man because everyone was just banging me on the head to watch it. So,
Uh, yeah,
but
it's
yeah, the
but yeah, then there were some TF2 cosplayers as well, and we talked to the organizers of the Valve meetup, and it was super nice. And then oh my god, this was the thing I felt like so kind of like I didn't know how to feel about it because I don't feel like I'm that important. But the guy who organized it wanted me to sign his like custom made TF2 Intel prop. Like he had the briefcase and he wanted me to sign it, and I was just like, oh man, like because it's so nice, and there was no other signatures on this, so I didn't feel like I wanted to ruin it. But he wanted it, and it was an honor. Like I was really amazed.
that's in,
Um,
that's
yeah.
insane.
So that's something new to get used to. But luckily, I live in Denmark where like almost no people play TF2, so I'm not gonna get recognized here.
Well, yeah. But I mean, it's good that all that is happening. You know, you're getting bigger, I'm sure, and I don't know if you ever will, but I mean, are you gonna do more face reveal stuff, like, or just have your face in more videos, maybe?
Yeah, definitely. Like again, I'm moving out now and it's not just for myself, it's also for my YouTube channel because I want a place where I'm able to produce more. Like I'm going to have my own studio room where there's only going to be my setup and there's going to be like a TF2 merchandise and all of the stuff that like all my gems I've collected over the years, such as the other day I made M&Ms with Heavy's face on them um at the M&M factory in London. We had to use a drawing. We almost got kicked out, by the way.
What?
Yeah, because you're not allowed to put copyrighted stuff on M&Ms, right? Because they have like a thing where you can scan a photo and then you put it on there. So you're not allowed to put celebrities or any copyrighted materials. And then we stood for 15 minutes and discussed with the manager. And I was like, they don't really care about the copyright. Look, it says copyright la 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 on the Meet the Heavy video, and they didn't have it. And I was like, okay, what if we use this like picture we drew? And then it was a picture of Heavy's face that my girlfriend drew, and like it took a while, but then they complied and we got it printed out, and now I have a big cup of Heavy TF2 M&Ms.
That
I
that
can
in all honesty, that should be something you want to show off. Just be like, hey, here's a cool little story.
Yeah, I think I want to tell it on YouTube Shorts. I think that would be nice because we have all the like I have all the footage, and here's the video for you if you want to see, like
Oh.
just of us making them.
Oh wait, I think I've seen that. That one, I think that went viral for a bit.
I mean, not very viral, but it was still funny. And now I like it cost like $30 for that. So it was I don't know. I think it was funny, but I can't say it was worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's fun.
All right. Let's see. I have another question here. It says, oh yeah. So, what was your main like reasoning or motivation to start YouTube? Was there a specific YouTuber involved? Was there just that there's the platform, I have a setup, let me try something, or was it just I'm just do it for fun? Like, what was your
Ooh.
main thing?
Okay, so I was 14. I really, really, really liked Germa and Star. I really, really liked TF2. So I was like, oh man, I want to be a YouTuber. Like back then. And, I thought that a lot of people have. So I started a YouTube channel and I did like, okay, so I had been watching a lot of MLG, Major League Gaming, like edits where, it's the Mountain Dew, the Doritos, all that, and the loud music. And I made like a inventory reveal where I went through my inventory and did like weird edits. It was stupid. I sadly I deleted it, so I don't think it's viewable like anymore. And I made it on like the laptop I had back then. Um, but then I made like an edit. I wanted to make an edit where I was playing sniper, and that's still on my channel. So that was my like technically my first TF2 video, and then I made a few more edits like that, and it would just be like me editing like stuff once in a while, blah 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 blah. Um, and I would never really have like an identity or anything. It would just be like doing whatever like I wanted because I was young and I wanted to do weird stuff. Um, and then across the years I started getting a following, but like not that much. But I still wanted to keep them entertained, so I just made videos. I started like a series, stupid series on TF2 YouTubers that was like very bad. And then just edits and stupid silly videos. Then I started a series that was just about editing clips of me like playing, and it was called like TF2 on drugs. And that became like my my popular thing. And then I just kind of kept doing that, started doing like all what you'd see like, you know, a lot of creators do, and I would just keep editing TF2 stuff, try and come up with new ideas, but I never really did. So it was just kind of like edits here and there. Then I got into making memes because I had learned how to edit, and I was like, oh, I can make memes, and people like memes, and I posted them on Twitter and stuff like that. And then I started working with charity, and I organized Team Fabulous 2 Reanimated, which was a charity for Kitty 0706. And I was really happy with how that went. And I was like, wow, I can actually do stuff in the community. So I was like, I want to work on my own image and stuff as well. And I had been like building up an image that I was like uh Girardi guy, because I had like a lot of Girardi. So I made like an animation on that got like 400,000 views, and I was like, whoa, what? That was my like biggest video ever. And then I started trying to trying to express my art, like the artist in me, in making videos about Girardi. And it went kind of well. Like I didn't get a lot of views, but it was fun. Like I would collect very rare Girardi and do videos on that. Then I do videos on like references from movies in TF2, and then I just kind of do silly stuff and keep doing that and keep sticking to the Girardi blah 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 stuff, and then doing charity on the side until I started working with the voice actors. And that kind of like changed everything, because now I really gotta well, now I've been starting to like gain views by that point, right? And I was like, damn, I gotta change, I gotta like polish my stuff. But I started working with them, and it was super nice, and I started making content about them because I had an interest on them for like so long. I just never thought people would enjoy watching stuff like that. And then I realized like, oh, I really love doing that. And then through that, I kind of like created the channel that is what it is now.
Yeah, I mean that's one heck of a journey. I mean, it kind of reminds me of it's very. I mean, I don't mean to like compare myself to, but like it's very similar with that. It's been very similar to how I've been starting up, because I used to just post memes. Like my channel was
Yeah.
maybe a couple of video, like actual videos here and there, just me playing like Brawlhalla or Apex, and then I started making memes, and I was like, you know what? I want to start doing TF2 stuff. And so my very first TF2 video was on TF2C, and that got me like
Ooh.
a couple thousand views. I was like, dang, I'm good at this. Let me keep doing this. And so I started just making gaming videos in general. And now I'm trying to become more of a TF2ber. Like, I have been watching your videos, Fat Magics or Lazy Purple. All you guys just kind of got me into this. So I just want to, thank you personally for that.
Well, I that's still a new thing to me that happens, but I'm very glad to hear that. And I hope you're enjoying the game, because it's an amazing game if you if you talk to the right people and all that.
Well, yeah. You said earlier that you like Germa, and your
I
profile
love
picture
German.
is like a rotoscope kind of thing of Germa. Is there a specific reason, or
Yeah.
you just thought it was fun?
So I had the original picture of of this Germa as my profile picture, and I have a very good friend. Her name is Evie. Um, and she was like, "Oh, I have a gift for you," and then she drew, she drew the picture. By the way, this is the real picture. She drew that frame, and I was like, "Oh my god, I love it!" And now it's been my profile picture for like 3 years, or 2 years at least. I don't even know how long. And she's had the normal one for 3 years as well. So that's just kind of been a thing. And yeah, I do love Jerma. Jerma is definitely my favorite creator of all time. Um, like that's just I don't know. He's just
He's a
I
funny
don't know how
funny
to
guy.
describe it. Like yeah, like there's some other people that of course are super amazing, but I don't think it's fair to compare them. Like another one of my I'm very big Lazy Purple fan, and it's just been surreal to me that I've actually talked to Lazy Purple, and Lazy Purple has told me he likes my videos and all that, like through the recent years. But there's just some TF2 creators that are just amazing, and Germa is definitely one of them. He's just an amazing person. I've been watching him, you know, ever since I was probably 13 or less, and I've just enjoyed his humor, his personality, and everything. I don't. Again, it's not about TF2 at all. Like I don't. He's not like, oh, he's my favorite TF2 creator. No, not at all. It's just Germa, you know. And I think that's very important for being a TF2 player, that you need to like you need to realize it's okay to like other things than TF2, right? Like it's okay, and that's how you thrive. Like blending communities is how you make a game, like how you
What a bold statement to say.
no, I mean it's true. Like people who like, oh, this game sucks because it's not TF2, or people who like, oh, you can only watch TF2 YouTubers. I think it's very like you should like what you like and not try and like hide it, even if you're like a public figure. Just like how it happened with like JoJo, right? JoJo was invited into the community. Now Germa, non TF2 Germa, is kind of a big part of the community as well. And I think that's just people need to be more accepting, and it's very annoying to see people still dogpiling on Overwatch and stuff like that, and people thinking that like, I'm so cool. Like Overwatch sucks. TF2 is just much better.
And then you
It's
look at the
like,
Overwatch community and they're over here praising TF2 and then just like, dang, you feel bad. I don't know if you've been on like their subreddit, but a lot of their stuff is them like you talk to a lot of Overwatch players and they play TF2 and they like TF2. You talk to TF2 players, the love isn't there.
um, wait, say that last part again. Sorry.
I was just saying I've talked like if you I've met a lot of like Overwatch players or I've been on Overwatch subreddits and they seem to like TF2 or they don't hate on it as much as most TF2 players or just people do in general on Overwatch.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that that's so annoying. Like back in the day, there was the a lot of people, you know, started afterwards, but back in 2016, there was the huge like fear mongering and like TF2 fans actually hating on TF2, being like, "Oh, Overwatch is going to be better, etc." But also the huge army of people who were like, oh my god, this game sucks, it's trying to take TF2's like spot, etc. And I get people were afraid, I get people felt the need to say that, and that it was a rip off, etc., right? But it's of course different in so many ways, and feeling like it's like being a high school bully, like having to put yourself above something just to feel good. That's never good.
Yeah, bullying has always
So
been a funny concept. It's like, why are you mad because I'm ugly?
exactly. Like, why are you mad that this game is bad? Right? Like, it's something that you should just like perceive. It's something you could nod at, but it's not something you should constantly constantly obsess about. And at every single chance you see like a low blow, like being like, oh, this happened. Let me just promote how good TF2 is. Like other than that, and it's just like you can do it if you do it in a good way, but if you do it in the way that the majority of the community does it, it's just not good. Like people need to be positive. People need to let that mentality go of just like, oh, TF2 players should only do TF2 stuff. If I ever hear them saying anything like about anything else, you know, like if this guy like, oh, ooh, wait, he has Weezer on his Spotify playlist and not just the Team Fortress 2 fight songs, Valve Orchestra, I'm killing this guy. Like people need to accept that there's other things like um
I don't know, man. Rocket Jump Waltz is pretty good. I'm just gonna say.
it is. But people need to realize that there's other things in life, and that's the thing. Like TF2 is the game that's supposed to prove you that TF2 is the game that you always come back to. Like literally, even though I have, you know, I don't even know, like 10,000 hours in the game, 10 years. I am not trying to keep that mentality where it's like, oh, TF2 is my game. I gotta play this all the time. No, I like to play and try out new stuff just as much as any other guy. Like if it interests me, and I think everybody needs to be open to that, and it can just become very very annoying.
Yeah, and I mean, these are very, you can apply a lot of the stuff you've been saying about YouTubing or gaming or TF2 to like about anything in life, and I think that's it's a good mentality that you have. That it's all the words you're saying are just true, And I just want to, it's the last question, and then you'll be free from the confines of Discord.
It's fine. I'm
Um,
having a good time.
is there ever a point to where you want to retire? Like, how long do you think you'll do this YouTube thing? Is there an age you want to stop at? Is there subscribers you just think you're fine with? Like, is it going to be like a PewDiePie situation or what?
Nah, I mean, I like YouTube, and I've never really tried to treat it like a job until like now when when I get into an apartment, I'm gonna try my hardest to try and like be consistent and stuff like that. So it's gonna be my first time ever actually, doing that. Um, but I like doing it, and if I can be like part of the community, I would probably be part of the community as for as long as I can. I mean, at one point, I might have to go, watch my garden and stuff like that when I get old. But I don't really have like any plans of that. Like I don't think about that because I've been part of the community since I was very young, and I'm still part of it. And I have friends from very different like age groups that are still part of the community, and it's just a lovely time.
Yeah. Well, I thank you for letting me be able to interview you and do this. I am hoping I can get more because I only have three out of how many other people I've DM'd and cold called. Um,
Who have you been calling?
I've gotten some other. It's a mix of YouTubers and just regular YouTubers. I've gotten right now. All I have is like a Johnny Razor and like Oopaville, but I've also tried to message Fat Magic. There's a guy named Jaden Williams, Silent Man Joe, some of the Vanos crew or the Russ and Badger crew. Just trying to
I
get. I'm trying to branch out so I can see how
I
different YouTubers that do different like genres of gaming or just do different things, either
okay.
commentary, gaming, or just bad ideas, how they all are somewhat like similar in the way that they work or how their life is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can probably DM Joe and ask him to check it out.
I would love it if you did that. That would be amazing.
Sure.
But
Well, thanks for the nice time.
mm-hmm.
I'm happy I could help, and I hope you have a wonderful summer because it's summer now, which is
It
so
is summer.
amazing.
Oh, before we go, just hopefully this new holiday sized update is big, huh?
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, hey, I made I made a cosmetic set with a good creator that I came up with, and I'm hoping it gets in. I don't think there's a big chance, but if it
Well,
does, I'll be
if you
very happy.
link to me the community page, I'll vote for it.
Hell yeah. Woo. Okay, wait.
Woo! Every
I'll
vote
send
matters.
you.
But thank you for letting me do this, and you have a great summer as well. And I can't wait to see the next video.
Yeah, I'm excited. I hope it goes well with this.
Alrighty, thank you.
I'll DM Joe. Okay. See you later.
Peace.
Bye.